Okay, so in this video we're going to begin looking at the functional groups. The first functional group we'll look at is the alcohol. Now, alcohols have what in their functional group? An alcohol is noted by the infamous OH, meaning that you have your R group, just some chain of carbons, and your last attachment is this OH group. This OH group is your alcohol group. All right? Now, our next group are the ethers. Now, ethers are a pretty interesting group. They're very similar to alcohols in their structure. Now, ethers have what structure? Well, ethers have the R group on one side of the O, except on the other side of the O, there is no hydrogen. It's just another R group, another carbon chain. Notice the difference between these two groups. Alcohols can hydrogen bond because there's an OH directly bound, and we'll get to that soon. But ethers cannot hydrogen bond, meaning that they will have low boiling points, which we'll also get into later. All right. The next functional group that we'll get into are the carbonyl groups. Now, carbonyl simply means that there's a C double bond to an O. Now, here is your basic carbonyl group. What's attached to both sides of that carbon differ in the full naming structure. So, the first carbonyl group that we'll look at are the aldehydes. Aldehydes have what structure? When looking at the aldehydes, you still have that carbonyl group bound to an R group, right? Except on the other side of the carbon, we just have a hydrogen, right? The next functional group that we'll look into are the ketones. The ketones are very similar to the aldehydes in that you still have the R group on one side of the carbonyl, except on the other side now we have another R group. Right? Now there are a few more carbonyl functional groups. Everyone's favorite, the carboxylic acids. Now how do carboxylic acids look to compared to ketones? Carboxylic acids have that same R group bound to the carbonyl, except this time, what's bound to the end? This time, carboxylic acid group has an OH bound to the end. And next we have our esters. Esters, very similar to carboxylic acid structure. Now keep in mind, these are esters, not ethers. Esters have that same C double bond O with the R group attached, except this time we still have that O, except now it's no longer an H that's directly attached. Except this time it's an O bound to another R group or another carbon chain. Right? All right, now, last but not least, we have two more groups based off nitrogen that are derivatives of our carbonyl groups. First of which are amides, which have the R, C, double bond O, and what's attached? A nitrogen-containing group. Now, the first group, or the first element that we'll write down as a nitrogen, when in reality, there doesn't have to be two hydrogens attached, but it can be hydrogens or R groups. But for the sake of simplicity, we'll write NH2. And lastly, the derivative of amides are what? Are amines. And amines are simply written as R bound to an NH2 group. That gets us through most of our functional groups. All right? And in the next video, we will begin looking at naming.